Kent Gross here, Albany, Oregon, talking about the healing from last July with Pastor Lee at Valley Christian Center. What a remarkable healing and how the Lord's changed so much. And we'll get into that, but just want to talk about where I was at prior to the healing. I lived with legal blindness, had no sight in the right eye. And then for the left, I could see light images at maybe 4 feet on a good day. Keyword, good day. And then once I began to see Pastor Lee and his team just continue to talk and just pray and just present and just go into the great things that the Lord can and has done in healings. After that time with his team, I came up and I asked Pastor Lee to pray for me, for healing. Wow, what a change, what a time. After a couple of times of praying, I could see. I no longer was seeing just from light images in my left eye. I no longer could not see the emptiness and the darkness in the right eye. I could actually see to the other end of the sanctuary. I could actually make out persons in my church that I had heard their voices, but I hadn't seen their faces. What a change in life. What a change in how I viewed persons around me, how I viewed my family and my work, and all those things I'll get into. After that, I just felt so relieved and just felt so good and how the Lord healed me through this team and Pastor Lee. So much so that I went back to my ophthalmologist and I asked for a routine checkup. I knew it was time for that, but I had other means, other alternative motives. I wanted to prove this. I wanted to show this. I wanted to see. Sure enough, my ophthalmologist comes in. She says, "Oh, God, good to see you, Kent. So what brings you here?" "Oh, I'm here for my annual visit. And by the way, while you do my check of my sight and we go through things, can I get a copy of my last visit?" Knowing what it's going to show, blindness as I described. Sure enough, she comes back in and she tests my eyes and she does a double take and she says, "My goodness, so you've improved, haven't you, Kent?" And I says, "I believe so." And she just seems so surprised and she says, "Well, I have to go and I have to confirm with one of my colleagues." Bear in mind, this person is the chief ophthalmologist of the office. So I'm thinking to myself as I laugh within myself, "Oh God, you did a good one here. She's going to go and confirm with whom?" So she goes out and she comes back in. She's running around basically with her hair on fire. She's so surprised. And sure enough, the documentation proved it true. The Lord definitely healed me. The Lord definitely got rid of the darkness in my right eye, and I could see clearly. And I could certainly see the amazement, gleam, and wonderment in this ophthalmologist's eyes as she couldn't believe. And I finally just says, "Well, let the facts speak for themselves." And I know that I was healed. And yes, thank you for documenting in my chart that I was prayed for and I was healed. So that's a bit about that. But I'd like to talk a little bit about how this has affected me with my personal life, with my family, with my job, my vocation. It's quite amazing, actually. There were a time before when I was seeing legally blind and working from that at a nonprofit and not working as an administrative level. I had so much more confidence that I could actually meet with my colleagues and I could actually hold my own and talk with them. Be able to be in a meeting and not have to ask over and over, "You did bring me those extra large print copies, right? You did actually send that document to me electronically to my computer so I can run JAWS, so I can have it spoken back to me so I can prepare for this meeting, right? I didn't do that anymore after the healing. I came with my shoulders back. I came in and I was able to go through meeting after meeting after meeting to where I was able to get an advancement in my position into an operations manager. All because of the healing. And then the bonus with my family. I could imagine this for me prior to the healing, when I would go to church, when I go out in the community. If I was not walking off my cane for mobility, my wife was with me and she was helping me, and it became quite apparent at the time I needed some help because I wasn't seeing. That's a change when you don't have to do that. You gain your independence and you'll be able to be confident. You're able to walk into a grocery store and not have to fumble over yourself and look for a clerk or someone asking for a salad. Go to the aisle where the salads are, get your own, and go on your way. Be able to interact with your kids and be able to have fun with your grandkids. Be able to read stories to them. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. We serve such a great God. And we serve one that has no limits and knows no limits on what he can do for us and me. And I'm just so thankful for all that he's done and continues to do.
How about your church, changes in your church?
Oh yes, changing in the church has been quite amazing actually. There's a great anticipation of what's to come among the folks in the church. And what I mean by that is, while we've had some great healings and we've had some great things happen in our church, but we know God's not done yet. And there's just an atmosphere, there's just an aura, there's just a waiting for more to come, more healings to come, more lives to be changed, just as mine. Being able to just know that the Lord can and does do healings. Before, I would talk with some of the folks in our church. Well, the Lord heals a lot of people, but it's usually like in India or South America or China. Not so. There's an anticipation in Albany at our church. Folks come up to me, say, I'm struggling with this or that. Could you pray for me? Could you help heal me? Or could you heal me? I said, well, I can't, but I can certainly pray with you so the Lord can. So, and it's just excitement with that.
How has your pastor helped build this atmosphere? Talk a little bit about the name of your church and the name of your pastor.
Right. The name of the church, Valley Christian Center, Albany, Oregon, and our senior pastor is Nicole Cade. She's very supportive. It's amazing, and I think that kind of helps with this anticipation of change, involvement with healings, and just really being in the know and listening for what the Lord has to say about giving people opportunity to share, giving opportunity to actually go and try to heal as see fit. Have healing rooms that are opened up. That's a big one. That's helpful. All of those are supported by and encouraged by our senior pastor, Pastor Nicole. And it just feeds into, not through necessarily our pastor, but being willing to listen and listen well as the Lord leads her into those kinds of things, i.e. the healing rooms, i.e. Explaining to the congregation the importance of how we're in the change and pointing out that.
Anything else you want to add, Ken?
I think that's it. Other than this has been an amazing opportunity, a great time to be able to talk through these things and just kind of reminisce and just think, wow, how far the Lord has brought.
Amen.
So, thank you.